There was a deliberate attempt by Cloward and Piven, two liberal sociologists at the Columbia University School of Social Work. They said, they crafted a document that said one of the ways that we can move the country towards socialism and the redistribution of income is we need to flood the system with welfare recipients. And if we would just, after the Watts riot, they said, well, the black community, we need to separate work from income. And once we do that and replace it with welfare, it will make the fathers redundant, and you will see school dropout rates increase, drug addiction, all of the pathology that we're witnessing. This is what they deliberately said. But you see, welfare was stigmatized in the black community in the 60s. No one wanted to be on welfare. So they redefined it from welfare to social insurance and then to reparations. And they were aided by the Black Power movement that came along and concluded that the nuclear family was Eurocentric and therefore racist. So they were supported. The women's movement, who was hostile to fathers, they supported. But it isn't just a public policy doctrine alone that can cause the decline of a culture. The federal government opened poverty offices that actively recruited blacks into the welfare system. And also they relaxed the ACLU help by filing lawsuits where the social welfare agencies could not therefore ask about the paternity of children. And so, Glenn, it was a combination of this that the largest influx of blacks into the welfare system occurred in the early 70s at a time when the unemployment rate in New York for blacks was 4%. There was a labor shortage. But this was a diabolical scheme on the part of the left in collaboration with John Lindsay, the mayor of New York. The war on poverty offices conspired, and they made welfare more generous than working. And then you saw the influx of people. Then you saw families decline. Out-of-wedlock births began to, and Moynihan tried to point to this. And it really, one very important evidence support that that racial discrimination and economic low income does not define the outcomes. In Chicago, in 1929, in Chicago, right today, where you got all of this violence in the south side of Chicago, black community, there were 731 black-owned businesses. There was $100 million in real estate assets owned by blacks in Chicago in 1929, and an out-of-wedlock birth under 15%. See, these are facts that the left is trying to keep from black America, so that they will continue to accept the fact that somehow their destiny is determined by what white people do and do not do. If I said it, I meant it. Bite my tongue for no